Today I'm going to have a little talk about something a bit different, but it can be used to help you find buried treasure, shall we say. Okay, a lot of people are not going to believe in this, but I am a believer, and you need confidence in it too. We're talking about dowsing. Now, dowsing's always been used to find water, underground pipes and things like that. And if you practice at it, you can become good at it. I'm not saying it'll work for you every time, but it's a bit of fun and it's adding another dimension to your hobby. So my dowsing rods are made out of aluminium. They're about 20 inches long and about 6 inches down on the bend. A lot of people put big biro pens on there or made out of wood, but I'd suggest if you're new to dowsing, keep this really simple. Aluminium rods, 5mm wide, 20 inches by 6 inches, and you're there. So okay, how do you start dowsing? What's the first things you need to do? To start dowsing, you need to form an association with the rods. Now, to form an association with the rods is asking questions. It's probably not going to work if you're around a crowd of people or you're in a noisy environment. Here, we're nice and quiet, we're chilled out. So, thumbs on the top of the rods, a nice grip on the hands. The first question we ask is, what way would you go for the answer yes? And as you can see, my rods are crossing. Open. What way would you go for the answer no? And as you can see, you only need a little bit of movement, but no is opening up. So now I've worked out an association with my rods. They're a personal thing. Always use the same rods. Don't make things complicated by putting big pens in there or using bits of wood. Just start off with something comfortable, like I said earlier. Right, the second thing we ask is, now we've got yes and no, second thing we ask is, can I douse today? And my rods are clearly going crossing. And you can see the wind is actually blowing them to that side, but they're still working, open. Okay, I can douse today. So now we've got to be very picky on the questions we're asking. Will it allow you to find buried treasure and make yourself a millionaire? Probably not. So you've got to ask roundabout questions. For example, is there any buried silver? Oh, let's stop the wind. Is there any buried silver in this field? There is buried silver in this field. Good. Can you point me towards the nearest buried silver? See how both the rods are pointing in that direction? That's where we're going to walk. Just keep concentrating about buried silver. And the rods have crossed. Look what happens when I step back. The rods open. The rods are crossed. Now I'm going to walk forward, see what happens to the rods. They've opened. So, we know around this area is buried silver. Right, buried silver. That doesn't mean that we're going to find buried silver there. Unfortunately, there's more questions to ask. First of all, are we on top of the buried silver? Yeah, we are. Open. Look at that. Right. Is the buried silver more than 1 meter deep? Crap. Open. Is the buried silver still there? Yes. Open. Now the reason why I asked that question is because there may have been buried silver there 1,000 years ago, but it's not there anymore. So you've just got to try and nail down and eliminate what's there. So by asking questions, you can get a better picture. So we know that buried silver is more than a metre down. Is the buried silver more than 2 metres down? Well, that's the answer for no. Is the buried silver more than 1.5 metres down? It's not moving, so I'm guessing it's about there. So, it could be there, it could be next to iron, it could be something completely different to buried silver. It could be a silver chain off a tractor or whatever. It's just the questions you've got to ask. But trust me, I found Roman coins using this method and it surprised me. You may try dowsing and not be able to do it. Don't give up, keep trying. One day you will form an association with these rods and then you can progress. But have confidence in it, it is a confidence thing. Now, you're going to think this is a little bit mumbo jumbo, but I'm going to tell you this for your own safety. I know people who have dowsed and felt very, very ill. Now, if you try dowsing and you feel really tired or really ill or faint, put them down, don't try them again, because dowsing's not for you. I really don't know the full ins and outs about dowsing, but what I can tell you is it works. I'm just at the amateur stage, I'm happy with that, I don't want to progress anymore. But it's worth a try and it's a bit of fun too. So, enjoy.